So welcome to episode 10 of the Camping Trailer Build series. In today's episode we'll run through the costs and a walk around of the setup. You would have seen some photos at the start of the clip there of when we were camping. I didn't get a chance to film it when we were actually camping because we were trying to do some camping. But you can pause the video along the way if you want to just look at any of the costs in more detail. Drop a comment below if you want to know any more about any of the bits and pieces that I used along the way. So kind of broken it into a few different spots. The trailer mods, so to speak, kitchen and storage materials, bit of electrical, and then the plumbing and the water and the gas. I haven't got any 12-volt system built in yet. That's on the list of things to do and come later. Yeah, just bear that in mind with the overall costs. But starting off at the top here, we've got the jack stands, which you'll see in the walk around, as opposed to the stabilizer legs. It was just one of those things that was easy to get a hold of, and I can use them for other applications if need be. Leveling chocks, the muller vent, there's a little video of the install of that if you want to see what that's all about. Fire extinguisher, so that's about 145 bucks. This is the main part here where we used the 16mm black PVC board from Board. They were 1220 by 2440mm sheets. It's about 6 of those that made up most of the actual storage and kitchen area. I do have some offcuts left, and I'll hold on to those as they're handy to have for making other little bits and pieces along the way. Some angle that I used internally, some flat bar as well, just to make up some bracing pieces, and then the steel angle that sits on the top of the actual camping trailer that the roof racks sort of attached to. You'll see that they were from Steel Solutions, so that was a good little purchase there. And then all the sealing, foam seals, rubber seals, that sort of stuff, Clark rubber, was a handy purchase. Again, purposeful company to go through. That's what they do, so it makes it easy rather than going through Bunnings on that stuff. Door latches, bits and pieces. Again, you know, you kind of need all that stuff to make it all secure. Screws, nuts and bolts. Look, there's various amounts in there, but it's around about that 67-70 bucks. Piano hinge. Again, something I got from Bunnings. I looked around at Dun & Watson, but just the ability to get stuff in through COVID was a little bit difficult, so that made it easier just to pop down to Bunnings and either get that or order it through Bunnings and pick it up. The fridge slide was a late addition. In the photos from our camping trip, it's not in there, but I've since installed that, and you'll see that in the walk around. That's a really good piece from Ridge 4x4, reasonably priced, good quality, and will do the job superbly for what it needs to do. The stove slide, I did order those slides in from Bunnings as well. I sort of made and you'll see in the videos, I made the actual slide itself, and I obviously just purchased the rails for that. The legs that support the kitchen bench and also the barbecue table, they're from IKEA. There's a few varieties around. I think Bunnings do have them as well, but again, they were ones that I saw and I liked the look of, and they've got a low profile mounting plate that sits on the kitchen side and also on the storage lid / barbecue table. Sikaflex adhesives, again, one of those ones that you just get a hold of and you keep. You can never have too much of that, so that's always handy. So electrical, like I said earlier, there's no 12-volt in it. This is all just extension cord, power boards, the junction box, which where the mains power plugs into, and then a few of the little light switches that just help with seeing things at night. And the plumbing, water and gas, again, fairly light on there, just an inline filter, some hose fittings, the gas safety valve and the double outlet, which makes me have the ability to run the barbecue and the stovetop at the same time. So we're kind of looking around that sort of, yeah, 2,200. You know, call it 2,300 if you wanted to sort of add a little bit of fat on that. But that doesn't include 12-volt, which will come later. Doesn't include any tools that I already had, and also you know, maybe clamps and all those sort of bits and pieces. There's all stuff already had, so you've got to factor that in if you're starting from scratch. If you're handy, you may be able to get away with it. If you've got some tools, you'll be able to get away with it for that sort of $2 to $2.5 grand. And with any mod, there's always going to be a wish list. So, you know, one of those ones is something like a travel buddy, some 12-volt system with solar, chargers, you know, lithium battery, that sort of stuff. Maybe a water tank, I'm not too sure. I could run jerry cans, I don't mind that. You know, you're not putting all your eggs in one basket with a big water tank as opposed to having it separated out, but it's more of a convenience factor if I can get one that sits potentially underneath the trailer and bolts in that way. But again, I'm limiting my clearance if I do decide to take it off the beaten track. And of course, obviously with the 12-volt comes all the bits and pieces to make that happen. But hopefully one day that will work. So what we'll do is we'll flick over now to a bit of a walk around, and if you've got any questions after that, then drop them in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you on the walk around. Okay, so we're going to do a quick walk around. I'll show you how it's all stored and where everything's held, and then I'll do a bit of a time lapse of setting it all up, and then we'll go from there. So starting on this side, we've got some hoses, obviously, cartridges in there, so I'll pull that out in a minute and show you all that. And around the back here, here's where all the gears are kept. Fridge on the slide, so you'll see when I open it all up, but that's what it kind of looks like, all sealed up and ready to go. So let's do the setup. Okay, so that little time lapse is shown you. I quickly got set up. So that's the double gas connection, the safety gauge as always, and then the stove on its slide, big pull-out pantry, fit the toaster in there. I think there's a little jaffle machine under there. Heaps of stuff, and that can come right the way out if need be. And we've got another down here with all the cutlery and stubby holders as required. Pull-out number. Any pull-out pantry, chopping board, oils, sort of stuff. And up in there's a little bit more storage. Cups and stuff, and then we've got our pots and fry pan, plates, bowls. We have enough of those. Fridge slide. So I've just rigged up a little hook up there to hold the cable away, so it doesn't get caught up when it's sliding back in. And this is the little power board I've just run through. So it's got the trailer lights, which are these ones here. Which will run
through here from, they're the ones from Snowy's, and then the other one is just for the camp lights that I run in the gazebo, and then obviously the fridge, and then USBs there, yeah, there's 4 USBs. Then coming back around here, just close this up and see a bit more. So storage under here, we've got block mattress, ground sheet, and then a table, and that is our fold out pantry. Just take a compressor here, that's the gazebo, runs all the way through to the back. Tent, one of those big moon chairs in there, other bits and pieces, another pot. You come around here, so as you can see, that's where the barbecue table lid goes, covers that up. So that's the gazebo there, another big moon chair, 2 of those other little chairs, stretchers for the kids, and then you can see how the tent comes all the way through. So that's all the storage. Sort of there in the barbecue, obviously when we're traveling, the barbecue sits on top. Got the rack and rails just to help with the extra storage, jerry cans or other stuff I don't want to necessarily put inside. You can see I've just kind of notched that out just so it stops it moving around, and those bolts go all the way through to here on all 4 corners. And that's yeah, doesn't move at all. And that's kind of about it. You can see the big long bench with those adjustable legs you see me put on. And then the handy part of keeping the cage is it's got little bits of space to tie things up onto in there. There's the fire extinguisher as well, I've just put up the top there. Because this is the door that opens first, so if there was any sort of emergency I can get to that relatively quickly. Much down there, you keep the cage area, and you can tie some things on. And it comes up through on this side here, if you can see that, okay. Yeah, so, you know, it's not a, I don't know, necessarily a completely sealed camping trailer, but I've just washed it today, and I've just put some new sealant through here, some Sikaflex on these bolts as well on both sides, and that's really helped keep the water out, because there was water dripping through these bolts here. I noticed the last time, so that hasn't happened this time around. That's all perfectly dry, which is great. So that's going to keep things dry, and that's the bench. Just the other little bit of storage I've got is down under here. If you can see that, I must just pull this door out a touch. There we are. It's just a little sort of secret storage. So keep some of the power tools in there, other bits and pieces. And these lights are really cool. They're just little AAA ones. Another one here. To yeah, give a bit of extra light when I don't need to plug everything in. And then under here to that power, it's a little junction box, just a short extension cord to power that power board. And that just sits in there like that, and it's perfect. While we're down here, got the wheel chocks just to help bring the table bench height a little bit higher, a little bit taller, and then just got the jack stands supporting the back so it doesn't tip backwards when you lift up the jockey wheel. And yeah, just carry a little level just to make sure it's spot on. It's pretty bloody good. So that's the camping trailer build done. 10 episodes, I don't know, about 6 months worth of ISO and lockdown. Got there in the end. As you can see in the setup and breakdown, it's pretty quick. Obviously doesn't include setting up camp, tent, gazebo, all that. But as far as getting the kitchen going and everything else, it really makes a big difference. So hope you've liked the build series. If you haven't caught any of the other episodes, go back and check them. They'll be linked down below. And if you like this one, give us a like. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down button twice. And yeah, subscribe and look out for some more videos coming up soon of some maybe adventures.